Listen now to my solid tale of words that speak to you. And testify, you're getting nigh. You see it's so true. A brilliant thought for the universe was immortality. It's set to be the life's array. The beat starts to bleed up in the face. Let go of my world. Let it go.
Alright, what's up yins guys? Time for another video. I'm just going to use this spot for now. Eventually I'm going to have a more open space where I can show more of myself, you know, the whole area from the feet up, you know what I mean? But I'm going to do this for now, but I'm going to have a regular facility I'll use later. But to give you the rundown on these things, I'll show you the brand new ones that I got bigger. But this starts out like 10s, but they come in 5s. 5-pound ones, they're really like small. But then you have the 15s. Then the brand new, oh, these ones were RETROSPEC Brand. These ones are Titan brand. I even got the stickers it came with a logo. Big fat around as a bowling pin here. Show you the Titan brand. Got this real nice logo sticker here. Hell, I paid $100 a piece for 2 of these. They might as well give you a sticker and you can use that with pride. But show you the applications. And I had one commenter, I'm not going to say who they are, but it would be good for people like out of curiosity, these commenters that says, to say why, well, you don't want to hurt yourself too. You start out small for the one things before you go swinging them around. You do just like curling with your thing, but except like with your dumbbell, curl with your dumbbell. And you're doing some of this first. And then you work your way up to this. And that's before you go, like you see on the other YouTubers, swinging them around, like I show you real quick with the big one. I'm not show you with the big one yet. Then you're getting to the real heavy ones and you're swinging them up. For my opinion, before you even do all of that shit, you should be, you know, don't look like much, but just like your dumbbells. Matter of fact, it can enhance your work with the dumbbells because you're actually flexing a part of your upper forearm that actually a lot of people, I don't want to say neglect, but another word for it, that doesn't get the care that they need. And well, anyway, to answer a particular commenters, I said to give me an excuse for the video. Yeah, if you don't watch what the hell you're doing or don't start out with prerequisites, you can snap a wrist or a tendon. No different than a dumbbell or a bench press. You can do the same shit with a dumbbell, you overdo it. But then say, hey, your slightly bigger one, go like this. And you do a lot of this. And matter of fact, for my opinion, this is better than, you know, you have the curl bar with, I used to own one when I was younger, the curl bar that instead of the straight one, that, you know, like this. For my opinion, this got its advantage and better. Do you think that makes this better? Like I said, that upper forearm, especially if you're a leaner, taller, more slender person. Well, this can either, you can accidentally throw or break a tendon in a wrist or break a wrist, or if you do this right, it'll prevent breakage in a wrist. And like I said, it's about using tools too in your workplace better. I did a whole lecture on that. I don't want to spend too much time on it, but you had to use hammers for things, any kind of industrial type of thing. Do a lot of this. Get that wrist going real well. And then do shit like this. Oh, and also too, I'll have to sit down a little bit because like I said, I need a facility to be able to show myself from different angles. Then you're getting into shit like this, which I swear by. I do a lot of this. And then show you from the side angle. You're doing a tricep and this a certain part of the rest wrist like the forearm too. Come down, then you go and do it rapidly. You're not just you're doing down here like the forearm, you're feeling that in here. But if you do enough of this, you're going to feel it in the triceps the next day too. And you can also do it like you're drawing a sword. Do a lot of this, but start out small, because this, you don't want to actually drop it. And when you're getting into the better ones, you kind of want to wear gloves. And I'll show you in a minute the bigger ones, anything bigger. And I have things that I used, I saved money that I still have now in my earlier videos where I got real cheap in a scrapyard. And by the way, if dumbbells is your thing, I worked at a scrapyard before. Oh, a lot of dumbbells that if you asked them, you could probably get them ridiculously cheap. I know I could. But you might want to ask your scrapyard, you know, if you want to save some money, dumbbells and then other kind, or if you want to get yourself pieces of wide metal bar like I got. But anyway, my gloves. So when you're getting into heavier stuff, instead of weightlifting gloves, I like these work gloves that I have a set of blue ones with the grippy gloves. I say they're way better than weightlifting gloves. Not only are they cheaper, I think they do the job a hell of a lot better. But show you when you do, say, with stuff like this, right? This isn't that heavy compared to my bigger ones. But then you're going do things like this too. And it also, like this, could be like your Conan sword. Okay, this is my littler one for now. But you're going to feel it every single muscle group, chest and shoulders, when you're doing this. And then, okay, I'll show you the bigger ones in a second. You got to start out small, like this, like your Conan sword. I see a lot of people using a club bell and a kettlebell. Okay, I'm going to show you my least favorite exercise. That people that are on YouTube longer than me do this, but I really don't like it. I think it's stupid. What's the point? Like, they do it with a kettlebell and a club bell. They're going like this. What the hell's the point with that? That or a kettlebell? Actually, when you're doing certain work, you're doing with a hammer. You want to beat things, right? It's like you want to. Anything you're doing, like work anyway, like I showed you too. The hammer, you're gonna hit something. You want to beat something. Same thing with your Conan sword. Do it like a flow. Start out small, or like this, like you're drawing the sword. Like I said, with one hand, like a sword drawing, like your Conan sword. And you can buy hammers too. If you want to go to Lowe's and buy heavy hammers, small, big, do things two-handed, one hand. You want to be the blonde dude, you know, that wants to play like he's Thor in Marvel Comics or whatever. Or you're black, you want to be like the late Wilt Chamberlain in the second Conan movie and use these clubs and maces. Yeah, these things are for everybody, but yeah, anyway, yeah, and then be able to master the weight. Not just fling it around. You can do that, not just fling it around. You want a graceful control move with it. You do too much, you want to throw your arm out of place, but if you want to show off, but you don't want to do with the heavier one. I'll show you in a minute. Where you go with two hands. No, you don't want to fling it around like a madman, but that control and grace. You do this enough gracefully, you're going to feel it in wrists and everything. But then you do it more quick, but you want to be graceful about it. You don't want to throw your shoulders or back out of whack. And while I'm at it, when I'm preaching about that sledgehammer, you seeing how both dudes and chicks are doing the thing with the sledgehammer on the tire. Nothing against it. I mean, you want to take your stresses out on it. Good thing to do, but I think a lot of people go around. You want you know how they tell you work smarter, not harder. And I think too, You want to exercise smarter, not harder. You want to do a little bit harder later and work a sweat. It's noble to work a sweat, but again, you want to do some things like, you know, to kind of prerequisite for the wrist and the shoulders, and then like say, or just like this too. Before you go beating on the tire, you can save yourself some injury by, hey, the hammer. You want to go to Lowe's and buy the hammers. You do this the same way too. You know what I mean? You're kind of letting down and you're going gracefully. Not always beating on something because you're throwing something out. It's like you got to do the graceful part of it too. You know what I mean? But all right, here it comes. Here's the bigger one. I'm going to do this with one hand and two hands. And again, you know, be graceful with it. And it's like, you know, like your Conan sword. Yeah, you want to be either like Arnold or you want to be the late Wilt Chamberlain in the second Conan movie with that big old mace. There you go. So it's this one, and then it's also this. Okay. And it's this. And it's this. And like I showed you with these, the difference between, I show you this again, and difference between, I'm doing it with the bigger stuff. With these, like I showed you, you're doing, it's easier, you're doing like the forearm, but when you get good enough and more confident enough where you can use the bigger ones. Oh, and the bigger ones, if you can hold those like this up and do what I was doing, I don't think I would want to piss you off or want to step on your toes, or I wouldn't want to mess with you, put it that way. Matter of fact, yeah, you got 30 pounders I seen on there. Like, I think they get bigger. I didn't even think, yeah, you can spend almost $200. You can get 50 pounders. So if you want to use like the ones bigger than this and rapid fire them like I was showing you with that, I don't think I would want to mess with you. But anyway, here we go. Move these away so I don't smack them down like bowling pins. Yeah, and here you go. Like that. And like that. Yeah, one hand at a time. Like that. And 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 here we go. I'm going to sit down and do this to show you so you can see real easy, but hooey, 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 hooey. And there you go. Yeah, and you're going to be like feeling it like in... It's why answering particular commenters, I just was going to make a video on this because I got these new anyway. In my opinion, even if you're experienced, like I said, in barbells and dumbbells, you want to use these for the first time, you should buy the little ones and use the little ones first before even messing with these. But if you do want to use a bigger one, the two-handed exercise, which you should concentrate on first. But anyway, see, what didn't I cover yet? Oh, okay, just like the Conan sword, the raising. Yeah, you want to do the Conan the Barbarian theme, or play Mahler's Titan Symphony. After all, my bigger ones, they're Titan brand, so it would be appropriate. Got that. And, oh, you want to do the lunge squats with it too. That. So you want to do a lot of this along with your Conan sword work. Like I said, I told you about the gloves, but I didn't put them on. But if you do enough of this, I'm just doing a demo, you should put the gloves on. Get yourself a pair of these gloves, because you know, if you're less experienced with these things, hands get sweaty, you don't want them to slip, land on your floor, bust your floor. Say if you got a cement floor or wood floor in your house. And another thing I would stress, they're very easier to store. And say you're living up above there in an apartment, you don't want somebody hearing banging on the ceiling. You should always be in practice. Put them back down gracefully. Never like you're deadlifting or using boom, you know, like it doesn't really make you look tough doing that booming down on the ground. But if you're in the gym, it's a different story. But there is a lot of practical reasons you want to do it in your own place, not to disturb your neighbors. Or if you're doing a certain job, you don't want to damage a product or damage something. Practice of putting something down gracefully, you know what I mean? It is a good thing. But, yeah, use gloves. Then when you're getting into what I was just doing here, yeah, having a good grip on it with gloves is necessary. You don't want to cause any slippage that could cause you to get injured. And then once again here, I'm going to go down on my knees and do this here too, so you can see in the camera. I need a better facility. Hui, 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 hui. And then you just, if you waver too much with them holding this, then it's too heavy for you. And like, I don't want to be too out of breath when I'm talking, but when you're talking all excitedly and doing this, and you even hold it like this for a while. Do your lunge squats up and down. But I'm just saying it is at random or whatever too. But yeah, it's still early. It's not real hot out here yet. The sun mostly goes on the street over there and stuff. But you do this while you're talking too. But if you're doing it when you're not making a video and you're not talking, you're going to be less inclined to want to take big breaths. You can do a whole video on the breathing part of it, like too. Like say you want to be taken in the air. Oh, before, after, well, and during too. You want to be in the practice of that, but you're going to be feeling it better than any of them hand grip exerciser thingies. This beats that out by miles, you know what I mean? And this would help you if you are a slenderer person, and no matter how much you curl with a dumbbell, you're going to have them smaller wrists. Say from your side profile, or you're going to have them smaller wrists, but people will be able to tell you've been doing shit. But oh, but yet if you're the bigger boned, broader person, I think using these, it would make you look all that much more intimidating, you know what I mean? but yet it's I think it's way more essential if you're slightly smaller or taller or a slenderer person. I think it's way more crucial to be able to do what, for if you're lacking something in your wrist, you know what I mean? But like I said, very crucial for the slenderer person, but yet, oh, the bigger person can and does use them too, and it's going to make him that much more intimidating, you know what I mean? Especially, you want to have that Arnold, you know, even if you don't quite have that Arnold Schwarzenegger look, or that look like the late Wilt Chamberlain, or the Mike Tyson, Floyd Mayweather look, or if you're white, pick a bunch of wrestlers, you know, whoever, you know, I mean, seeing it's good for everybody. But like I said, before you go and even handle the big one, if you want to, the two-handed exercises are best first. But if you want to handle two, like one in each hand, train with the little ones first. You know, buy the little ones. Because like I said, the little ones, you know, are get that wrist going, and when you get bigger with them too, you're not just doing the wrist and the bicep. You're just the fact that you're hold on, just the fact that you're even holding them like this to try to keep them still. You're doing them shoulders too. You're going to see the difference in like the shoulders, because you're holding them to keep them from waver this way, and to keep from wavering this way and this way. So you're, even with the littler ones, you think, oh, that ain't nothing. When you're doing that for a while, you know what I'm saying? You're going to be feeling that. So don't fall in the trap thinking, oh, I need to go to the bigger ones just to impress my buddies so I don't look weak. I mean, this is a couple commenters, when I showed pictures, to answer their questions, just in case a couple of them said, oh, it's not for them. They might get a concussion or whatever. And I was laughing to myself. I says, yeah, there are ways that you could, you know, if you, how you start out, it can happen, like I said, too. You don't wear gloves. If you don't wear gloves, wear grippy gloves, because it'll fall out of your hand and you can snap a wrist too if you go into it. If you don't start out small, yes, you can snap a wrist below a tendon. Like, have to have wrists operated on. And if it, to not take chances, you may want to wear steel-toed boots. You know why? Because, hey, I worked in places I had to wear steel-toed boots anyway, outside and inside of a workplace, and no different than having to use a hammer. Yeah, train in steel-toed boots just in case, too. Wear your gloves and maybe wear some steel-toed boots. Say you don't want to drop them on your feet. And say these bigger ones, say you're not paying no attention on your phone. You don't want to be on your phone. Somebody calls, not paying attention. You kick one of these over and they fall over and smack you in the foot. And you're just wearing tennis shoes or Air Jordans and something, and you can get a broken toe. Anyway, I think that's all the possible precautions that I can think of, you know what I mean, too. But yeah, they do come a little bit bigger. Yeah, you can get the 30 and 50 pound ones or whatever the hell. And maces come even bigger. But like I said, if you want to get something like this size, expect to pay about $100 a piece. And then the ones bigger than this, like the 30s and the 50s, you're going to be spending $130, $150, damn near $200 a piece. You know, if you want to go bigger than this, you want to buy a 50-pound one, that's going to be like, off the top of my head, about $200. But I hope I give you the gist of all of it, so everything you know when you're just started out, if you ever think about buying these things.